Yo, what is going on, you pesky piplups? I am finally back from LAIC in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where we did see Robin Schultz take down the whole tournament with ABZard, and that is the deck we're going to be playing today. There's not too much to kind of talk about in his list. It's pretty similar to the straightforward standard ABZard decks we saw last format. The only real unique things going on in his list is he did play the Zebstrika line, which isn't even that different. Saw people playing this to give themselves a chance, or give themselves kind of the matchup against the Pidgey control deck. We do see he's playing the one Ditto, one Zebstrika for that. Still sticking with the 2/2 Ninetales. Only one Reshiram in here, but he does have the Lopunny as well as kind of the potential for something to one-shot. The potential to one-shot something big like a tag team or something like that for one Welder is a pretty big deal. If your opponent has like two Dedennes and two other GXs in play, you can go attach Welder to the Lopunny and then Jumping Balloon one-shot. You can one-shot anything. If your opponent has enough GX Pokemon in play, you can pretty much one-shot anything. So I actually really like the addition of this in here for sure. Giving yourself the potential to kind of one-shot anything as far as tag teams go without having to like build up into the Victini or build up into the Double Blaze or get enough energy in play for the Explosive Jet. It can kind of just be like attach Welder, Jumping Balloon, knockout. I don't think the Puffy Smashers you're going to get a whole lot of use out of that, but that's also something you can build up into and use as well. And then, like I said, besides that, it's pretty straightforward, pretty standard ABZard, 3 Dedenne, 4 Jirachi, like I said, the 2/2 Ninetales, the 1 Heatran, the 1 Victini, the 1 Turtonator, 4 Cherish Ball, 4 Com, 4 Switch, the 3 Hearth, 1 Heat Factory, the 12 or 18 Fire, basic Fire Energy, 2 Escape Board, 4 Welder, 1 Pal Pad, and then there's the Fiery Flint in here as well. Another way to find more energy, make it easier to kind of build up into the infinity if you want. Get a bunch of energy out of your deck. Get the 2 on the Victini. Discard the rest with maybe a Dedenne. So yeah, that's it. There's not too much to really say about the deck, but I do think the deck is really strong right now. I think I definitely personally underestimated it going into LAIC, and I'm definitely going to be looking at it as a contender coming up with the future tournament. So let's go ahead and get into some games. All right, we are going first here in this first game. We got the Jirachi start. We have the Welder plus the Fires. The only thing we're missing is something to Welder too, but we do have access to a Stellar Wish and another Stellar Wish if we need to. What we even want to set up is really dependent on what our opponent is playing though, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully our opponent's active gives us some input on what we're up against here. We only see the Mars Shadow. But if I had to guess, I would say that's probably a, what's it called? Unfortunately, we only got a Welder off our Stellar Wish, so we're gonna go ahead and throw 1 energy on our active to potentially be able to move it next turn. There is a Cherish Ball and another Jirachi. I think we could Cherish Ball here. I didn't really want to Cherish Ball here, but I don't hate the idea of it. Go ahead and get ourselves, well, our Charizard is prized, so we're just gonna go with the Mega Lopunny then. We are in a quite a spot here. Yep, this is gonna be interesting, and we're gonna go ahead and pass over to our opponent. I would assume they're probably playing Mewtwo. We'll kind of have to wait and see here what they're playing for sure, but if I had to bet on them playing something specific, I'd bet on Mewtwo. We're not in the worst spot ever. We can still definitely win this game. We're just in a tough spot. There's a Vulpix. Never mind, it looks like they're probably playing, I'm not even going to try and guess. We're going to wait and see what our opponent's playing, because now that I'm thinking about it, it could be Reshiram, could be PikaRom. Not a super strong deck right now. There's the Electromagnetic Radar, so it looks like it probably is the PikaRom. Been a long time since I have seen a PikaRom, but here it is. The Double Lightning, classic E-Radar away, Double Lightning off the Vulpix. And yeah, Dedenne and a PikaRom. Alright, so this one's going to be interesting. I have no idea how this matchup is going to play out at all. I think we're probably favored, but gonna have to wait and see to know for sure. There's already the Cocoa Prism for our opponent as well, so they're already in a ridiculously good, so far been having a ridiculously good turn 1. We'll see if it carries over into the next turn, or into the rest of the hand. Their initial turn 1 has been really good. There's the 3rd GX in play though. That means this guy does one-shot PikaRom, but they can still get off the turn 1 attack here, which is still pretty good. Turn 1 full blitz, not bad. Even if it means the PikaRom will be going down. But I guess, I don't know, that doesn't even seem that good. Like, I guess I'm kind of changing it. If they have Switch, E-Switch, I don't even know if I care. Yeah, so we got Escape Board and Welder. I'm gonna go ahead and Welder first here, I think. Welder to the Lopunny. 1, 2, 3. Gonna go ahead and go ahead and switch. Save both the Stellar Wishes. I don't actually want to. What's it called right now? I don't want a Stellar Wish yet because I want a Data Change first. We're not going to attach. We could attach one. Nah, we're not going to attach any of the energy. Data Change. And I want this energy to get off this Jirachi, so I don't want to put the Escape Board on it. There's a Hearth. That's pretty cool. Get rid of that. Get 2 fire. We'll bench one of the Vulpix. We have another Welder already for next turn. We got some Stellar Wishes to use as well. Take a Cherish Ball. And yeah, I don't really want to send up my Mega Lopunny to maybe just get knocked out by a Tag Bolt with 2 E-Powers. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to chill instead. And wait it out. Get the communication. And then we'll bench a Vulpix and attach to the Dedenne and pass. So the energies that we have in play here on the Jirachi and the Dedenne we can utilize through Turtonator or Heatran. But we also want to make sure energy gets to the discard pile so we can utilize it through Victini. So this one's kind of just like, if I'd put the Escape Board on the one with the energy, it'd just be kind of stuck. But I didn't want to just make it stuck there, so we kind of went with the attach there instead to give ourselves more options. So I think it was a little bit better overall. So yeah, now we're in a spot where we can knock out this guy with the Mega Lopunny, and then we can use something else to knock out. Well, we don't even know if they're going to go into another tag team, but then we might just have to knock out the Zeraora. Yeah, I actually don't know how this game is going to play out for here. They've sent up the PikaRom now, and are going to go for the full blitz knockout on the Jirachi. So the Mega Lopunny just knocks us out, and then they would need 3 E-Powers to make this guy knock out the Mega Lopunny. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. I don't see much going wrong from here, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. They're charging up the PikaRom. I don't know if they know that this thing knocks out their PikaRom. I think we might see a concession here in just a bit once we hit them with the jumping balloon. I don't think they quite know that we one-shot them. We use this, grab a Dedenne. I don't even know what I wanted to set up here. I'll calm in the Dedenne. I'm gonna grab the Turtonator. I think that's the best thing to try and set up with this Welder on this turn. Yeah, I think we're gonna get the most value out of this Turtonator from here. And then we might go Cherish Ball for Dedenne Data Change, depending on what we draw. Okay, that's very good to draw. And I think we will go with the Dede Change here. Yeah, our opponent even hitting us with the Well Played. I think they understand that, or I think they now suddenly realize that Mega Lopunny's Jumping Balloon does one-shot a PikaRom when you have 3 GXs in play. Maybe they still don't quite know yet, but at this point I would assume they figured it out. Breath away this guy. 2 more fire. Attached to the Turtonator. And then, yeah, Jumping Balloon for the knockout on the PikaRom at 240 damage. Yeah, we'll see what our opponent can come up with. They only have 1 energy in play. They still have Thunder Mountain. No more Cocoa Prism, though, and that's kind of a big one. So I don't think they're going to be able to get enough energy in play to do anything too relevant. If they had loaded up a Raichu, might have been different, but maybe they didn't have access to it. And yeah, there's a concession. And, I mean, Mega Lopunny is one of the reasons everyone has written off PikaRom, and we kind of see it right there. Only 3 GXs in play, and you one-shot the PikaRom, and you're almost always going to have 3 GXs in play as PikaRom. You just kind of need those cards in play to function, so the deck just can't actually function if Mega Lopunny is played. Up against the seemingly Pidgey control, so hopefully I'm going to get to showcase the Zebstrika in this matchup. We're going to go with the Cherish Ball first here, because we do want to get Heatran out and going. I don't even know if I want to put the second Jirachi in play. This was actually maybe a mistake. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of me doing it like this, actually, no. Yeah, go with the Heatran. We want to attack with Heatran early. Ditto's in the deck, and then we want to set up Zebstrika and a Ninetales alongside it. Yeah, I shouldn't have put the second Jirachi in play. That was a mistake. Hopefully I don't get too punished for it. But if I do, so be it. Alright, so I wish. Flint is a great grab here. Super happy to see that Flint. I kind of want to get 2 Welders off of that. So we're just going to go ahead, pass over to our opponent. And then our plan is to attack next turn with the Heatran. I guess I should have maybe flinted, gotten rid of the Dedenne, and I didn't want to get rid of the Ninetales was the thing. Yep, there's the Professor Elm's lecture from our opponent. And we're going to go ahead and see them grab probably Pidgeotto as they set up to start using Pidgeys. Pidgeotto's set up, control get the Rangaroo and Jirachi eventually. There's a Diglett. Okay, we're up against something completely different. I don't know. That's kind of refreshing to see. Pidgeotto, but no, what's it called? Gonna be interesting here. All right, got a Fire Energy off the top. Yeah, now I'm actually like excited to play out this game. Before I was kind of like, just gonna be up against Pidgey Control here. I should have flinted first. Don't mind me, just misplaying all day. Get rid of those. There's still a potential that it is Pidgey. This guy can attack for free, which means you can get him off of Elm, and then he can call for family for a Jirachi or something like that, which is a pretty cool addition to the Pidgey deck potentially. So it's still possible. We are up against Pidgey here. Gonna have to wait and see to confirm for sure, but it's still very possible we're actually up against Pidgey Control here. Get rid of Ninetales. Gonna go ahead and grab ourselves that Ditto, which will then become the Zebstrika, and then we will also attach to Heatran, and then attack for turn, drawing ourselves our first prize card of the turn with, or of the game, with the Steam and Stomp, knocking out this Ditto. And yep, here we go. 5 prizes to go. So we ideally want to try and win the game in 5 turns, and it's usually not too hard for us to pull that off. As long as we set up our Zebstrika and prevent our opponent from hand locking us, we should be good. Yeah, so I think they are still a Pidgey Control deck. They just play a 1 of Diglett, which is actually kind of a cool tech. Nope, there is the Gold Rush Dugtrio. Okay, I was wrong. There's the Surge. So our opponent is definitely not playing, what's it called? They're definitely not playing Pidgey Control, and now we are definitely in trouble because we're probably gonna get knocked out here by the Dugtrio. They still need 3 more Metal Energy, but it's very possible they one-shot us here with that Gold Rush. Initial assumption this is definitely Pidgey Control with a Diglett, because you can Elms for Diglett, bench it, and then search for an Oranguru or a Jirachi or something to like set up further. Now I know for sure we are playing up against Gold Rush, but they only did 180 there, so 1 damage short, not going to be enough to knock us out. Let's see what our top deck is. Heat Factory. I'm down for some Heat Factory. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we don't need Zebstrika now. It's not Control. Gonna go ahead and set up one of our 1 prizers, because we definitely want to try and utilize both of them if possible. We don't have access to what's his name right now, but we can get him later on. What's his name? Victini. We'll get him out of the prizes eventually, though. Not worried about it. Attach here. Gonna calm away Ninetales. Gonna go ahead and grab ourselves a Vulpix. Actually, Zebstrika is pretty good here. Yeah, we're just gonna go for the Zebra move. Pal Pad into Welder. Escape Board to the other Jirachi, and then sprint away the hand. Yeah, I guess it kind of came full circle with the Zebra there. Got rid of him, got him back, used him. Draw some cards. Not a, what's it called, but we could actually, how many communication are we down? We're down 3 communication, but why not? Let's go ahead and try and find our 4th communication. Oh, but a Welder is pretty good as well. I wanted to get the Vulpix into play ideally, but it's really not that big of a deal if we're not able to, like we weren't, so that's fine. We don't want any of those energy. And then Steam and Stomp for 260 damage. A little bit of an overkill on that 60 HP Dugtrio, but that's fine. All right, another Welder out of the prizes. Definitely not the ideal prize card. The prize card we're looking for here is that Victini to give us some kind of advantage potentially in the prize trade, or not an advantage, some way to like kind of level out the playing field in the prize trade. Because currently our opponent, if they like set up and start one-shotting all of our Pokemon, we're in trouble. That's for sure. We're in big trouble. Brock's Grit from our opponent. So super interesting deck. A lot of Surges, ladies, and then there's Brock's Grits as well. I'm not very what's it called by this deck. It's gonna be the Collect. Yeah, I'm not very. I don't even know the right word I want to use. Deck's looking weak. That's what I want to say here. I think we're just gonna Steam and Stomp. I'm not even gonna Heat Factory. I don't want to actually run out of energy if I'm not able to find Victini. So yeah, we're just gonna Heat Factory there. No need to draw more cards. If we're gonna Welder to anything, it's this or the Reshiram, which we can get through the Cherish Ball, so we have access to any attacker we would potentially set up. And there's the Airmail and Pass from our opponent, so pretty easy stomp here in this second game. I thought it was going to be Pidgey Control, but sometimes the Pidgey Controls are Dugtrios. Going second, I think we are up against, I was going to initially say Malamar, because they did open the SVN Access, but then we see the tag call, so I think we're probably up against the Mewtwo box here. Matchup's kind of close. Our hand's pretty good. We're going to be able to look for that, what's it called? Reshiram, or we could just like bench the Heatran and go to set up the Heatran. I'm not sure which way I want to go about it yet. There's a Hearth from our opponent, so that makes me almost want to Stellar Wish first, because then we can try and Hearth into the Welder. Maybe I just don't even put the Heat Factory in play to not give it access, give our opponent access to that, but I really don't care if they have access to Heat Factory usually in this matchup. But I do almost want to Stellar Wish first, because if I get a Welder here, then I can use the Hearth, then put the Heat Factory in play, and then like Welder, and then Dead Change after that. I think we do want to go for the Double Blaze here. Our idea is just going to go Double Blaze, knock out one of these guys into Victini, knock out the other. This will make my decision a lot easier if they just Resetting Hole right now. So I kind of just want them to use Resetting Hole. Nope. All right. So now I'm kind of stuck. I think we're just going to go for it. See if we get a Welder. No Welder, but Cherish Ball is also nice to find. I think we definitely want to go with... yeah, this guy's... The Heatran's way easier to knock out than a Reshiram, so I think we do just want to go with the Reshiram, actually. Go Reshiram. Attach to Reshiram, communication away. Ninetales, go ahead and grab ourselves the Ditto if he's in here. There he is. Heat Factory into play. I think, yeah, let's go with Heat Factory into play. And then Dead Change. Get rid of the Heatran. I don't think we need him or want him anymore. 5-6. No Welder. And my favorite follow-up, no Welder. All right. We don't have energy in our hand anyway, so even if we were to switch... So, I am gonna calm this guy away. We are gonna go ahead and grab ourselves another Jirachi. Maybe I should have left the Hearth in play. See, that's what I'm always like debating this. Should I have left the Hearth in play? Should I have bumped the Hearth? We ended up bumping the Hearth, but was it the right play? It's so hard to tell. They're definitely gonna bump this no matter what. It'll either get replaced or they'll bump it with the, what's it called? So a Hearth will be coming into play anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Escape Board here. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and pass over to our opponent. I don't know how I want to tackle this still. We'll see if they overbench, which it is very possible that they do. As they immediately start off with the Heat Factory play there. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to their turn. Although their turn didn't seem too bad. Yeah, they immediately go with the Heat Factory play there. And then the Welder, but only for one. Yeah, if they overextend like 2 bench Pokemon, 2 more GXs, we can one-shot this with a Mega Lopunny. So that would put us in a pretty good spot, but they do have to overextend and put down like a Mewtwo and a Dedenne, and they're probably not going to Dedenne with a hand this big. There is a Mega Lopunny of their own though, which we can currently knock out with our Mega Lopunny, because they do have 3, and there's a Jumping Balloon for the knockout. So we could go Mega Lopunny, knock out their Mega Lopunny, or we can just look to just like further set up this Reshiram. Really all depends on what we draw. I'm going to start with the Heat Factory usage here. 1, 2, 3. At some point we kind of have to draw a Welder, so, and we don't have a what's it called left anyways. 2 Dedenne are prized, so we're gonna play like we're gonna get a Welder off this Stellar Wish. Then I'm gonna go ahead and Hearth away the Cherish Ball, because we can't, well, we could use it actually to utilize it with communication. 3 Welder in the deck. Here we go. There we go. There's that Welder. And I don't know what I'm weldering to here, man. This is, we can Welder to the Reshiram, set him up. We could Welder to the Mega Lopunny, and then just Jumping Balloon, punch this, force them to get the Charizard in the discard pile, and then we could Flare Strike, knock this out on the next turn. That seems like a kind of cool play actually to do. Just go Jumping Balloon. I kind of like that. Let's go with that. Let's see how that goes, because then they would struggle to probably knock out this guy on the following turn. So I kind of like the idea of that. Attach here. Attach Escape Board. Oops. Attach Escape Board. We can't. This can't get anything. Unfortunately, yeah. Both the Denne's prize Heatran, the discard pile. Otherwise, we could get Ninetales and knock this thing out. But I don't even know if knocking that thing out would be the way we'd want to go. Anyways, I almost feel like if we just go Jumping Balloon, punch this really hard into Flare Strike, into Double Blaze, that's going to be like a fine game plan. So that's what we're going to try and execute here. Punch this with Jumping Balloon. They'll maybe knock... Oh, they can knock us out with Outrage now, though. Oof, that's unfortunate. So if they play Reshiram and find Reshiram, they can just knock this guy out with Outrage, which kind of sucks. I guess I didn't really take that into consideration here. Yeah, I didn't really think about that one. I didn't think that one all the way through, I don't think, very well. Yeah, I didn't I didn't really think about that as a possibility. Outrage knocking this out. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what our opponent will be playing for sure. Oh, actually, they knock us out with Jumping Balloon already. Well, I don't know. I guess this got a little bit more awkward than I thought it would. We'll see what our opponent ends up having. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit more awkward than I thought it would be. I think we are going to lose this game if I had to make a prediction right now. But there's the Guzma and Hala. That's not a ridiculously strong turn coming in for the Escape Board Hearth and a Rainbow Energy. Okay, so we might still be in a fine spot here. That's not a Welder for the turn, which is good for us. There's that resetting hole. That's fine. And then, yeah, they do have the knockout with the Jumping Balloon. And then if they set up this guy, they can go Great Catcher, knock out our Dedenne. I mean, we still have to find a, what's it called anyways? What am I missing here? We still have to find a Welder. If we don't find a Welder, we're not knocking down this thing anyways. Oh, we can Outrage knock this out, actually. But we want a Welder so we can Double Blaze on the following turn. I guess unless we found Victini in there, so that's also a possibility. There's nothing this can find. I think we just start with the Stellar Wish. There's the Welder already. Great. It's very nice to see. Welder to the boy. Alright. I'm going to play this. I don't think there's anything I can grab, but we could go Zebstrika and bench. What's it called? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go Communication, get rid of this guy, grab the Zebra, evolve the Zebra. I'm not going to put the Hearth in play because I don't want to give our opponent access to that. And we'll go ahead and throw this here, and then we're going to sprint. Yeah, we're not going to give our opponent access to Hearth. We're just going to go ahead and sprint. I mean, I could Stellar Wish again, but I probably want a Dedenne chain because there's a good chance I get a Dedenne off my prize cards here. And then, yeah, Flare Strike, knock out a tag team. Our plan next turn is the Double Blaze for back-to-back tag team knockouts. Will we actually get there? We're going to find out here in just a bit. We pretty much have everything we need. Yeah, we can go like Welder for 1, attach, and then just need to find Ninetales +2 energy. And with a 13 card deck after we Welder, we'll have a 10 card deck, and then we'll Dedenne change. There's a very good chance that we'll do that. But if our opponent just has an energy and a Great Catcher, we do lose, and I would be actually kind of surprised if they didn't at this point. Their hand is huge. Yeah, there's the Great Catcher, and there's the knockout on our Dedenne. So I don't think there was too much we could have done about this the way the game developed. I think we did the best we could. Maybe I missed something along the lines there that I could have done a little bit differently. But yeah, it's going to be an L here to the Mewtwo box deck. It's a close matchup. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video on ABZard, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.